Welcome back, guys. My name's Chris, this is I Ride Taz, and today we're going to rectify a glaring omission I've made to this point. My VL250 bobber isn't bobbed. G'day guys, my name's Chris, this is I Ride Taz, and this is a VL250 bobber that isn't bobbed. And we're going to fix that today by cutting the stock guard. Down the track, I plan on cutting the subframe off and putting a rib fender on and spraying it the colour I plan to spray the tins, but all that's down the track. What we've got at the moment is a bike that's starting to look really good with a stock fender that doesn't look great. So what I plan on doing is sort of cutting it somewhere back here, moulding it to shape, and then sort of either moving this up, or I've got a couple of different tail lights I can use, and we'll rig up something with the stock indicators to get us through to that point and get us looking a little bit cooler than what we are at the moment. Because before we get into this, I would like to thank my sponsors, chopthebob.com.au. Check out their website, and please guys, use iRideTaz10 on checkout. It saves you some coin, but it also shows those guys that you've come from this channel to their business, and we like to support local business here. So those guys are from Geelong, Victoria. Check them out. But yeah, let's get into this. Guys, what I plan on doing is removing the indicators and the tail light and number plate assembly, putting some painter's tape on it and getting the shape we're after. And then at this point, I'm thinking I will jack it up and take the struts off to give me more room between the tyre and the guard that I'm going to cut. I don't want to take this off. The tyre is pretty close to the guard. I'm not sure I would be able to cut it without nicking the tyre, but we'll see down the track. Let's get this off, get these off, and see where we're at from there. That's a 10. Put that aside there. Just going to use a 10. Gently hang them out of the way there, and put the bolt out of the way. We're going to need screwdrivers, Allen keys. Tell you what, this is doing it the hard way. I'm just going to jack it up, cut the fender. We can remove this stuff off the cut fender section, which would just be a lot easier and a lot quicker. So bear with me. Just gonna lightly attach the bike to the jack. So it doesn't want to fall over constantly. It's pretty light, and I've found it's easy to just knock it. Yeah, that's better. That's just enough to keep it stable. Just going to use a 17 to take the top bolts out. Probably just take them both out. Okay, it's got some pliers. We're just going to cut the wiring to the tail light there. Maybe use a flathead blade screwdriver just to pry us out that. Cool. And we're going to use some painter's tape to get the angle we're after. It's not even straight. Just mark what side you're going to cut on. We'll stand back. Just going to put some earplugs in, because this will probably be a bit of a process. And what I found is that there are a couple of metal ribs that run through there, because this is plastic. There's a couple of metal ribs running through to give it rigidity. So some parts are going to be easy to cut and some are going to be a little bit harder. No turning back now, guys. Let's get rid of this bolt, and I have a feeling that the plastic section is going to come out and that will leave us the metal section exposed. That should be easier to visualize. Yeah. Okay. that is the pillion seat mount, chopped. Just using the anchor paint pen to touch up the metal that I cut, just to prevent rust and make it look a bit better. Yeah, just be careful doing what I just did there. The plastic shards are a little bit sharper than what I thought, and I nicked my finger just removing them by hand. Yeah, again, just be careful. I give you a warning and then I go and straight away do it. Those ABS plastic shards that I just wiped away with my finger there can actually be pretty sharp. I nicked my finger on one before. Let's put a strap back on, get it to the height it will be. Cool. Just for ease of installation at the moment, I'm going to run these stock indicators there. I do plan on changing the indicators and slimming it down, but that's the easiest mounting point with the least amount of modifications that I can see. Just going to drill through to make it M10. Yep. So again, this is not permanent, but it's a solution to get us back on the road quickly. Let's just do it on the other side. Sick. So we've got the indicators on and I just put them into that mounting point there. This is not permanent, it's just to get this bike back on the road quickly. I do have some plans for how I'm going to run the indicators, but again, that's down the track. For the number plate, I'm going to use this, which is a Harley-Davidson Sportster. Well, it's not Harley-Davidson brand, but it's a Sportster laid-back number plate bracket. I'm going to mount it there, and it will sort of keep the number plate at a legal angle. I got that on eBay. I just searched Sportster layback number plate and up it came. Can't remember how much it was, but it wasn't incredibly expensive. But yeah, that'll go there. and we'll line it up properly, but that'll go there. And then the light, I haven't quite decided yet, the tail light, but we'll get to that in a second. Get that. So we'll get that centered. Mark it. I reckon 2 is going to be enough, and that will leave that mounting point if need be. So it comes with all the mounting hardware you will need. Just going to have to ovalize the whole a fraction. Okay, so I chewed it a little bit and I ovalized the holes, and we'll use a washer to hide that. So spacing on the number plate was a little bit of an issue. If you had a new plate, it would be easier. You could just re-drill, but this plate has got a big rip in it. With the tear in the number plate, that's probably the best I'm going to do. It's not perfect, but it's okay. And why don't I just go get another number plate? Because it's a lot of hassle and it's 30 bucks or more. This will do for the moment. Okay, let's find a way to put a brake light on this bad boy. So I've just got a couple of jobs left to do, and that is to mount the tail light, and I've gone for something pretty retro here. I think it's pretty cool, and it's going to match the headlight that I've selected, and then extend the wiring and join the wires. So still a little bit to go, but what we have to do is drill some holes to mount that. And cool. Drilled a couple of 6mm holes. I started with a 4mm and just used the Christmas tree bit to take it out to 6. Like anything, I eyeballed it. I didn't measure it, but I'm real happy with the centering. And I'm just fixing it with a couple of nylock nuts. And we'll just lock this off too. We're nearly there. We just have to do a little bit of wiring and we're laughing. This is where cheating before will come back to haunt me, because I'll have to extend the wiring, but it's all good. So, just taking the insulation off the wiring I'm going to use, which I pulled out of the inside of the guard, so the colours match even. These are the things you want. These are solder sleeves, solder tubes, solder splice. These are an absolute lifesaver. These are absolutely the best thing that I have ever seen for wiring. So we take the wiring that we're going to join, put the solder sleeve on, I like to twist them together, pull the solder sleeve down, and I just use one of these bad boys, just a Hot Devil lighter. I kid you not, it's as simple as that. Got some heat shrink here, and I'm just going to heat shrink over the joints just to clean it up and make it look black. Yeah. I'm just going to feed this one down. Over the wiring, so it'll come up there somewhere. Cool, there is our connection. Cool. Just pull this tubing back a little bit. And this is where it becomes a little bit of a guessing game, because the Chinese colouring system is different to the Japanese and American and Australian and blah, 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 blah. So it's a little bit of a guessing game. I'm going to start with black to black. So it'll be, I'm guessing it's earth. And just got to be willing to blow a fuse here, but it is LED, so it doesn't sort of draw too much current. I think that's going to be our combo there, but we'll very quickly find out. Yeah. that's the combo there. Perfect. And blue to grey. I'm sure the manufacturers that make these parts for eBay sellers and Amazon sellers just pick arbitrary colours. Just doesn't seem to follow any standard. Final job before the review. Is just some cable ties. So that, my friends, is pretty much bobbing the VL250. I'm going to get it down off the lift and get it ready for the review. Just a very quick walk around of the bob fender, guys, just so that you can get a feel of what it looks like from all different angles. There's the tail light there, really like it. There's the laid back number plate there, again, really like it. I wish that the number plate wasn't torn. I might end up re-registering it and getting a new number plate to fix that. That's it underneath, cleaned up. The shards of ABS that came off here can be quite sharp, so just be careful, guys. But that is it in a close-up, and I'll just pop you back on the tripod for the final review. Guys, there's the chopped stock fender right there. We have a bobber. We tick the bobber box. I'm not a big fan of people just ripping all the guards off and calling it a bobber. I think there's a little bit more style involved than that. And in my mind, I think we did a pretty good job with the stock fender. It's probably going to look better and sort of more custom with the rib fender down the track, but I'm really, really happy with how this has come out. The layback number plate holder looks awesome. The the tail light looks amazing, and I think next week we might jump up the front and alter the headlight so that it matches. But yeah, I'm really happy with how the bike's coming out, guys. Bit of blood. Yeah, clean the blood off. Just remember that ABS shavings are sharper than what you think. Hence why there's blood on the bike. And my partner always says it's not a proper job unless you've bled on it. And this is a proper job from Nick and myself with the ABS shavings. But again, I could not be happier with how that's come about, guys. Looks awesome. It's even close to legal. I mean, it's if that's if that's 12 o'clock, that's 1 o'clock. That's pretty close to legal. I don't think we're going to get annoyed by the cops for that. The number plate's readable back on from 45 either direction. It's a lot less sketch how we've done it than if we were to put a side plate on it or something like that. And it sort of probably ends up looking more retro than if you put a side plate on it. I'm really, really happy with how this bike is coming on. Yeah, hope you'll join me for the next video. The videos come out on Tuesday at 3:30 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time. Guys, go to chopthebob.com.au, use iRideTaz10 on checkout to save some money. But till I see you next time, I'm out.